A great drill to work on the simulator is lane changes. So I'm starting out in the center between the black lines. I'm gonna make one bigger turn over to the right, make another couple small turns, and then back to the center, small turns. Over to the left, small turns. Think about this as like 5 small turns, 1 big turn. 5 small turns, 1 big turn. You can also take this side to side. So I could go 5 small turns on the right, and then 1 big turn all the way to the left, 5 small turns. One big difference between the simulator and snowboarding is we don't have any ability to turn the snowboard. So when we actually get on snow, we're gonna turn the snowboard across the hill to slow down. That's kind of our brake move. The heel side slip or the toe side slip, that's how we're gonna come to a stop in a lift line. And we don't really have that movement. What we're training right now is the edge to edge movement of linking carves down a run. This is a really comfortable pace. I'm just edging, holding my speed, but I'm not gonna be using that turn to stop on the simulator. So I wanna keep my shoulders in line with the snowboard, perpendicular to that front foot, and I'm not trying to create a bunch of rotation or a bunch of twists. That's not doing any good on the simulator. Another drill you can work on the SkyTechSport simulator is real short turns. Think about rolling down a cat road at the mountain, staying in a really narrow lane, and you're just steering the snowboard underneath a quiet body. We call these edge rolls. Toe edge, heel edge. Trying to keep as quiet of an upper body as possible, just steering the snowboard underneath you. A great drill on the SkyTechSport simulator is trying to use as little edge angle as possible just to explore the surface of the simulator. So I'm trying to stay in like 1 to 2 degrees and just balance over that edge. And as I get more comfortable, I can start to use more edge angle. The more edge I use, the faster the simulator is going to respond, the more it's going to feel like I'm railing a big carve on the mountain. It's going to increase the speed and the forces the more edge angle I put on it. A common thing people struggle with when you get to the lift at the mountain is you got to get around with 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I'm going to take my back foot, put it right up against the binding. I'm pushing down on that back foot and I'm pushing it out against the snowboard binding. So I'm in a real stacked, stable position here. I've got my weight 50-50 and I'm going to just try making a couple of turns. This is how we're going to get off the chairlift. This is a nice safe place to practice this. What you don't want to do is be back on that back foot. If I'm in this position and the snowboard's slippery because there's snow on it, my back foot might slide out. And that's where people get in trouble getting off chairlifts. But 1 foot in, 1 foot out, I can really safely practice this movement of being able to make turns with 1 foot strapped in and 1 foot strapped out. Great use of some time on the simulator, getting comfortable riding with just 1 foot in the binding, 1 foot out. This is gonna make it easier for me to get off the chairlift and skate through the maze and be comfortable as a rider up on the mountain. A great use of some time on the SkyTechSport simulator is working on your switch. I'm set up goofy right now. This is a safe way. I've got my hand on the bar. I'm getting a feel for riding with my right foot forward. When you're feeling comfortable, same as any other time in the simulator, I can take my hand off the bar and really practice this in a safe, controlled environment where I can work on my switch turns, and then I'm gonna be able to take that to the mountain and be even better riding switch than I was before. The cool thing about the simulator is it only takes a couple of seconds to swap the bindings around. So if you're looking for something new to practice while you're on the simulator, try switching your stance around and ride switch. Great way to practice for when you're out on the mountain. Maybe you want to work on your 180s, your 540s. Landing switch is always the toughest part, or taking off switch for a cab 5 or a cab 3. Work on those skills in the simulator. Get your switch stance riding as dialed as your forward stance.